Poppy broke me. That's not an exaggeration, nor is it me being dramatic. Poppy broke me as a person. Now, originally, I wasn't going to make this video because, it's been months since Chapter 5 came out, and, Chapter 5 isn't really irrelevant anymore, but with the type of views I get, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Good morning, Christian believers, and this is typically where I would give some sort of context on what Poppy is, but come on. I know that you know that I know that you know what Poppy is. Let's not be pedantic now. I miss it. I honestly do. Back in 2021, when the first chapter first came out, I instantly fell in love with it because despite the fact that the first chapter was only like 20 minutes long, I fell in love with it really quickly. It perfectly encapsulated what the mascot horror genre should be. It had fun gameplay with enthralling lore. And by the end of that first chapter, I and many others could see it for what it could be. You see, at the time, the icon of the mascot horror genre, FNAF, was being bogged down and complained about because it felt like all the lore was arbitrary. It was coming out of nowhere. They were making it up as they go, if you will. It felt like there was no real cohesion throughout the story. There was no real theorizing about it because anything that you did theorize about could be disproven in the next chapter in a way that you just couldn't see coming. So Mob Entertainment had the opportunity to circumvent that, to have a complete story front to back from the start, and to be able to tell that story in an interesting way. And we started off really good. Chapter 2 came out and it was amazing. It perfectly pushed forward the story in a way that felt natural. You went deeper into this factory, you saw more toys that were trying to kill you, and then the boss of this chapter, Mommy Longlegs, still felt threatening. Even though the chapter also ended in a chase, Mommy Longlegs was so different from Huggy Wuggy, it felt different enough for them to get away with it. I love seeing the mini games that were once used to assess the kids now being used to try to kill us. How Mommy somehow knew who we were, and that's why she was trying to kill us. It felt like this world was real, like it was lived in. Everything was connected together. And like the end of this chapter, the train just kept on going. Well, I guess not exactly like the end of the chapter, considering the train kind of fell over on the side because Poppy betrayed us, but either way. So knowing that this game peaked at chapter 3 was a little heartbreaking because chapter 3 was amazing. The gameplay followed the lore because as we were learning more about the darker parts of this world, the gameplay itself was also getting darker. We saw the terrible living conditions these orphans went through, also what they had to go through in their day-to-day lives. The smiling critters in this chapter did their job perfectly, giving this whole new cast of characters to look through, and then Catnap himself, Ooh, that was nice. It felt real because Catnap was made out of desperation since the company was losing money since they didn't have a big hit, since the Poppy doll that could put kids to sleep pretty easily. So they were like, how about we try to do that again with the Catnap doll? And it backfired, which is things we see in real life. So it's 100% believable that this fictional toy company would try to do that. And that's part of the reason why it worked so well. Because that thought of a toy that would put your kids to sleep, in theory sounds wonderful, but with the way it was done, it was horrifying. This chapter was really fun to play through in and of itself, and not only that, coming home from school and watching other people play it, like Corey Kenshin, like Corey Kenshin, was amazing. On top of that, it kept building the lore. Again, you see, it's hard to it's hard to explain it, but the lore of this franchise is really important. It is so important. And so chapter 3 felt like a nice continuation of this, and that's part of the reason why it got praised so much. Could nostalgia play part of this? Yes, but even then, chapter 4 felt like a turning point. The game itself felt different. The chapter felt like a memory of what the chapter was, which is really sad to say because it had some of the most interesting elements. Doey, for example, putting multiple kids into one body, set them all right there, but the way it was implemented felt clunky at times. Yes, the setup of Doey eventually turning on us and having to fight him was set up pretty good. Everyone saw it coming, but with that being said, everyone saw it coming, so it was kind of just a waiting game of when is it going to happen. And then, even then, when it did happen, it felt real forced. So forced. Yeah, the place blew up and he blamed us for it, Yes, we do see early in the chapters of him lashing out, but even then, it felt really forced. They knew they wanted to do it, but they couldn't figure out how, so they did it like this. Another thing, Harley Sawyer should have been a way bigger deal than he was in this chapter. We are talking about the guy that did all of the Bigger Body Initiative. We're talking about him. This entire game series wouldn't have happened without this guy. He himself got turned into one, which I think, again, really cool idea. The way he got turned into one, also really cool. Him being more of a living machine, really cool, but he, yet again, he didn't feel as threatening as he should have been for someone that smart. And then his battle at the end of the game was aight. It was okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, the big brushstrokes of this chapter were pretty good, but everything felt off. It felt like a memory. The main points were there, but the actual details were missing. The lore was still pretty intact at this point. It was mostly the gameplay that suffered in and of itself. But with how the chapter ended, you being stuck in this room with Huggy Wuggy being back for real this time, people were like, okay, chapter 5, last chapter, they're gonna bring it home. Go back and watch some of my earlier videos about chapter 5. You can see the optimism I had for it. Maybe that's why the fall felt so much greater than it was. Because chapter 5, playing chapter 5, it's hard to remember that these are the same people that made 1 through 3, that this is the same company. Because chapter 5 feels so different from even 4, honestly. I was trying to write this part of the script for quite a while, and I could not think about what they were going for. Because the chapter really wasn't that entertaining, to be fair. It wasn't scary. And the lore in it, it was alright. But it wasn't good. It wasn't what they had built it up to be. The biggest thing in this chapter was obviously the reveal of the prototype. And even then, it felt underwhelming. Remember, one of the biggest criticism of the other franchises at the time was that they were just doing stuff for the sake of it. Doing things arbitrarily, if you will. And chapter 5 really feels like they started doing that now. Which I'm not surprised. This is Poppy. They made so much money so far. There was no way they were just gonna let it in like that. But a lot of people were hoping so, because that was one of the biggest part of this, that it felt like they had a story and they were just telling it. Like they had a full picture of what they wanted and they were just telling it. But I'm not shocked, considering this is the same franchise that after their first chapter, after their first bit of success, they made NFTs. They made NFTs, which I think we let slide a little bit too quickly. If you don't know what NFTs are, don't look it up. It's not even worth the time. It's even worse than crypto. And they did. They got the little bit of motion and they made NFTs. So it's not surprising that the company that did that is now milking its fattest cow. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. The more I think about it, the more angry I get. Because you made a franchise all about its lore and making people have theories about it. And then you don't even get that right. Because when people spend hours theorizing about a game, you would hope that the game would get its own lore right, and yet they don't. And so, when you spend time thinking about theorizing on one topic and it's a letdown, it hurts a little bit more than other games. And at this point, I can't even go back to the first 3 chapters and replay them, enjoy the glory days, because in my head, I know where it's going. I know that every time I have a memory about this game, it's tarnished by what is happening now. Will there be a chapter 6? Yes. 7? Probably. But at this point, it just doesn't matter. Because they're showing that they're willing to do whatever they feel like. Is this harsh? Maybe. Do I care? Not really. I don't know. Good night.